right? Like I think
Yeah.
if you just want to give Gilga a good game, I can't think of often where he's disappointed me with his tiny performances. It's like his most consistent hero, full stop.
They have some gaps to fill in their draft. I feel for Khan because there's not that much damage right now. It's just tiny
Hmm.
because Venge doesn't really do that much damage. It just enables damage, and Grim doesn't do that much damage either.
I want
So
to
I feel like
say maybe something like a Beastmaster, but I don't know. I don't know if I don't think this team runs Avenge 2, and I feel like that's more of an OG special. I don't feel like many teams were able to adapt that Vengeful Spirit in the 2 role that well.
yeah, I think this last pick is going to be a mid pick, but like they banned out the storm, so yeah, that's damage banned out. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ember Spirit come out here for Khan or something like that.
Hmm. Trying to think of other ways they can go. Maybe some sort of tower push as well as an option, but I don't know if you want to pick something along the lines of DP into what HellRaisers has. That feels like a death sentence.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough to play DP into. Yeah, they just banned the spirits, so might be Ember Spirit, might also be like another pretty heavy mobile mid hero that with play potential.
There is an interchangeability as well. Like we could see a situation in which, for example, if they now picked Ember and he didn't get a favorable lane matchup, they could just run Ember in the safe lane, Medusa in the mid. We've seen that Embers can play pretty effectively from that role as well, usually with like a Desolator Rush, which would be pretty effective against this lineup, actually.
Yeah, it's low armor. Might also be like a Kunkka or something like that. Just a tempo controller, I think. I think they need a hero that's able to fight with the tiny and the venge and stuff in the early games, just so this Medusa can keep hitting creeps and doesn't have to join the fights early.
I think you need the time. I think it comes back to what you said. They've just got so many boxes to fill. Like, you'd like some push, you'd like some more nuke. Um,
Yeah, I think just control and team fight is what you want here.
yeah, you need some way of feeding kills to your Medusa. This isn't really a hero that makes kills happen. It's kind of a hero that says, yes, bring them to me. Yes, I'm hungry again.
They're taking a lot of time. I don't think they were really prepared for Slardar. Oh, that's just straight up counter pick for the mid lane,
Hmm.
I think.
This is also a hero that's kind of been creeping into games more. A hero that some teams are still sleeping on a lot, but I mean, like, what's the hate about this hero, right? Like, he's pretty aggressive on the lane. Even if he doesn't necessarily stomp his lane, he still has presence because Corrosive Haze. Like, you compare it to how it was a few years ago. Like, the buffs at this point was, I think it's minus 10 armor at level 1 on his
Yeah,
ultimate.
it's so much. Like it's so rough to play against, especially once he has that level 3 bash and corrosive haze. He just hits you for 1/3 of your HP every time he has a bash up. So
I just love the way we steal ideas from Heroes of the Storm and implement them better. So, wow, I say that. We got sick of fountains really quickly. Oh. I'm trying to I'm trying to remember back to those days, and it feels like it's all become foggy, and it's probably because my mind doesn't want to remember the days of shrines.
oh
Yes, why did I
no.
say fountains? Sorry, shrines. With these stupid, let's just go heal after we've traded for the first 2 minutes. Oh
Well,
god!
shrine is up, boys. Let's heal up.
And when they were in your base as well. Oh god!
Oh, going high ground is so bad. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Um, not the best Sven pick, I feel like, but it's kind of fast, scary. It's a better timing than Medusa. Well,
There is a potential to get kited out pretty hard in this game, though.
it's actually the mid tiny coming out.
Oh, oh, hello. So Gilga's going to be playing that pos for Grimstroke. I mean, that does give you two very flimsy supports. I mean, I guess we kind of saw this coming, right? When you got the Venge plus Grimstroke, there was a question of maybe you run an offlane Venge, but the moment you see Slardar, it all kind of slots into place.
It
We have,
looks to be a mid doom as well. Or yeah,
yeah, Kasani's the mid. So pos for Magnus might be, I want to say the chink in the armor for HellRaisers, because, pos for Magnus has fallen off in popularity for good reason. This
yeah.
hero is a lot more greedy XP wise now.
I don't think they can punish this Medusa in lane. Like, this Medusa's gonna have a free lane. Especially with the Venge. She's just gonna live her best life up there. Meanwhile, I think this Slardar Grim lane is quite scary, especially if you don't have your enchant up. So it's gonna be like quite rough for non-Grata, I feel. They can be quite aggressive in that lane.
I mean, one thing I will say is HellRaisers have kind of set themselves up in a way that they have any lane that they can play off of, right? Like, if Sven gets a good start, great. If Prophet gets a good start, great. If Doom gets a good start, there's not one of these lanes where you look at and go, they can't recover, or they really need X person to win his lane so they can play off of them.
Yeah, I think it's quite instrumental for Khan that Mio, the Tiny, wins his lane, so he can make moves. But he should be fine against the Doom, I feel. You can quite easily push out the lane into the Doom because he doesn't have the best wave clear.
Just happened.
You know, I like how most games are trying to be more kiddie friendly, calm. And then we try it occasionally. For example, we mute Parker's obscene language usage, but then we still have lines like that for Magnus. Well, my favorite one has to be Gyrocopter with the Viper.
Oh yeah, I mean they censored the Lich one, right?
But why? Like, we're
I
not
don't-
even consistent on this matter.
I'm like the saddest one was that they removed the Bane Blink Dagger line.
Oh man, I love that one. Only thing
Yeah.
that trumped it was maybe anti-mage blink dagger line, where he gets his like blink dagger. Really?
Yeah, I like Bane just having a stroke when he gets a Blink Dagger.
What? He's just rocking out, dude. He's like a 48-year-old dad rocking out. Nice. I've had water brought to me because I realized that the most important thing whenever you are enjoying your sweet, delicious monster is that you balance it out with an equal amount of water.
Yeah, you gotta keep your kidneys happy, right? Otherwise, you get kidney stones.
Otherwise, you look
Trust
like me. Yeah. Wait.
Kidney stones, they do be hurting once you get them.
No kidney stones for me. Don't know how I've dodged that one out so far. No, it's always been my rule, you know, from an early day, because you can dehydrate yourself, but the trick is, as long as you drink just as much water, you can have as many energy drinks as you want. I am really not like. I hope people don't go out and listen to me. Like, sometimes I wonder, should I be given the power where so many people are listening? Because I know, like, statistically, there is going to be someone out there that will listen to what I'm saying, right? For example, if I was to tell you right now to pick Mars 4 and build an Aether Lens, you'd win your games.
Fair.
I mean, I was having this discussion earlier, off camera with Jay in the first series. I was like breaking it down to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, because you can more or less always guarantee you're going to spear someone into a tree because of the extra range. It kind of functions as a reverse pudge hook at that point because you can push them towards your team. And then the most busted part is that you can do the spear into arena combo, which I've only seen Zai pull off without an Aether Lens so far.
Well, I've seen Lelas do it reliably with a Blink Dagger.
I've watched Saberlight multiple times in a pro series earlier in this tournament fail it.
Yeah,
It's very hard, but it is feasible now that they increased the cast point, so the formation to 0.3 seconds now. Of course,
I mean,
we don't
we
get
like
to-
bashing on NA Dota, but Lelas actually hits those, so there we go.
All right, well, there we go. That's another one I can mark. I've seen plenty who can't. I've seen plenty who won't even dare. You know what it reminds me of? There's always those risky plays you don't see as much anymore. Like, for example, Lil, right? We've seen Lil can make these ballsy plays occasionally. I remember when he's picking a lot of Tiny, and he'd make these clutch saves to toss an ally away, whatever, that we don't see as often anymore. Instead, we see people just toss the opponent and try and trade a kill. But, like, think back to Arise, Magnus.
Yeah,
Right?
the spicy 4-staff into your RP.
The montage moments. Like, you just don't get them that often anymore. I feel like Mars is a flashy opportunity for that.
Just happened.
I think that has a lot to do with how Dota is stabilized. Like the flashy plays are getting increasingly harder to pull off, right?
Yeah, it's just like the skill cap, right? Like you got the stage where people are evening out to an extent, and then the small pieces equal a big difference down the line. But in the individual moments, like you're like, oh, how often are you going to get 5-man RP? Shouldn't really happen that often. And that makes it more special, actually, I want to say. Like, when they do occur, they become very memorable because they're so rare these days.
Exactly, and it's also just the like Magnus used to revolve all around RP, but now it just feels like he's mostly about Empower. So like, and the RP just being this massive team fight also just a bonus for that hero.
Yeah, just,
and especially
for a
with
moment
that,
there, you trivialize the heroes. Like, yeah, he just buff people, bump up. Sadly, it is kind of true though. Like that's the big element of this hero. The one nice thing about the support mag is you can already see his leveled skewer, so maybe you see some cute plays there at least.
yeah. And he's getting his level 2 now for free under the tower, pulling the wave. You see this more often nowadays. The boss fours that actually they really need levels, like Tiny, Magnus, they just pull the wave, drag it under their tower, and just get the fast level 2. And now they can.
Oh, go ahead.
Now they can look to be somewhat aggressive now that he has this pull in from the shockwave with the skewer. J4 has to play pretty careful against this lane now.
And Phonic, he done something different to what we usually see on Prophets. He didn't start with the Blightstone, just kind of IDing there's no point. Medusa has too much armor for that to be worthwhile. Better to just get more hits out with the gloves of haste. Ooh. Right, Gilgor already with the chorus snipes in the top lane.
Yeah, the courier always seems to take that unfortunate path down there, like not through the lane, but like just through the jungle for some reason.
I mean, more often than not, it's the support's fault because where non-Grata is, like this area is... If you had a heat map on the lane phase for POS 5, it's either here or here.
You die. Yet
yep, and yeah, they saw the courier rotation, so they get the D ward, so that's some consolidation for the losing his courier that early.
Gilga, he's going to block the cam. I think that's a bit obvious to non-Grata though.
Yeah, but you have to invest a sentry to de-block it, right? So
that's true. And it's just a preview of like what Calm want on this lane. They want to directly fight this lane because you do have Stroke Fate, you do have Inkswell, you do have 2 stuns from Cheshire Cat. And Gilga, speaking of Inkswell, he has to throw it out, very far to stay alive. Double stun coming out from Cheshire Cat. They just want to pressure Nyx backing out. Gilga wants to commit to this, but he's brought pretty low himself. Gives the first blood over to non-Grata. I don't think that was worth the extra right click going to a Sven, bud.
He gets a reset now. It's not that bad for them. Like, Cheshire Cat is still full. He gets some solo XP. It's not the worst death ever.
Problem is, if you don't pressure non-Grata before he gets his courier out, as he now has a salve on the way. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Doom is falling behind a little bit. This is probably due to the disruption which Mio is now presenting, where occasionally he'll just have a toss. But bot lane, Medusa playing way too far up. J4 being pressured as well. They can't quite kill him. Or can they? All right, Phonic. Enough damage there. I mean, it looked like the armor from the tower might keep the Venge alive, but yet.
I think she walked out of the tower range, actually.
Yeah,
and that's what actually killed her.
I feel like it's that small detail players still forget about, right? The HP, the armor. We especially saw all the dives that were coming out that would start to backfire in the early days of that patch.
Yeah. Especially like tier 3s, they give you so much armor.
Oh, good lord. And the extra damage they got in the tier 2s.
But
what are we, League of Legends? God.
Looks like Naive just got Shockwave skewered back, and then they managed to have enough damage to kill her.
Yeah, it's always the weakness here. Especially if your mana gets played dry, you get down to half HP before you activate the mana shield.
Oh.
Oh, that's a sad death. I mean, Gilga's feeling good about that. It's like, you've been beating the crap out of me all lane. But the moment you overstep with that hero, you're just dead.
This is not really how you want to see your safe lane go if you're HellRaisers. Like, you pick this Eng to secure the lane, because like after the laning stage for a bit, the hero doesn't really do that much.
And now, if you're not careful, it's going to get worse because Mio's rotated top.
Yeah, if they get the Sven kill, it's huge.
I mean,
Like,
even the non-grata, right? He just TP'd out.
Like, just slowing down this Sven's timing that he can go jungle.
There it is. They're going to get him. Moving in, avalanche toss, throws out the stun, but he's gone. Meanwhile, Kisani looks, goes, oh. I gotta hit creeps. It's kind of what my hero does for a while, so don't expect any early rotations. Thanks. And I don't even think he can pressure that much. Like, Mio's back so quick. Why is this hero so fast? I don't know if it would kill the hero if we were to make him a super slow one. Kisani trying to kill the hero now. Funnick with the rotation in as well. Needs some reinforcements. He is tanky, so just get away with this. Think swell, stroke of fate, gets him out. And they don't even have to deny him because level 1 Doom is somewhat laughable.
I mean, Tiny used to be a super slow hero, right? His base movement speed used to be like 285, I think. And then they changed him when...
so it was Grow that... Like, at one point, I think Grow was meant to slow you, but then they took that away and made it attack speed reduction. There's been loads of phases of Tiny.
No. Grow used to give you movement speed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry, you got more. Oh, and Kisani wishes he had more health right now. He's tossed under the tower, able to move away quickly here, but the tower hit will kill him off. Makes little Doomlings that can't really do much.
They get the
still get the
tower,
tower, though. Yeah. This was space for naive, though. That's the kind of highlight here, if you are Khan. It's not just that kill, it's the fact that Medusa's finally got some breathing.
Yeah, and Medusa doesn't really care about the Doom, so it's like a really good core to have this game.
That, with the fact that you have easy saves from J4 all the time anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And the extra attack range from the Vengeance Aura. It's pretty good for Medusa.
It's music to my ears right now. Well, it would be, but you know, I personally am disgusted by Medusa picks. Not only are they ugly, but they're like watching Naga Sirens in 2014.
I would like to see some other ranged carries that get picked with Venge. I think there's like a bit more potential to discover there. For now, it seems to just be Medusa because she's just reliable right clicker, right? Strong lane.
How about... I don't feel like we ever see Nature's Prophet and Venge together.
Yeah, like Nature's Prophet, for example, or maybe the return of Luna. I've been seeing like a slight increase in Luna in my pubs as well. Like I've seen people like No-Tail play it as well more.
I feel like the big issue is, like, we mentioned these range heroes though, right? And as long as Heaven's Halberd is as strong as it is, it's a pipe dream. But if they ever bothered to give that I am a real nerf, then we're in business.
Maybe they'll do it like that. I hope they just meme it up like the
800 recipe cost. Bam, got him. Still builds Heaven's Halberd every game.
We have adjusted the recipe cost from 300 to 300.0.
Oh, Umbrada. Which is he can adjust his HP pool to be bigger than that. Good lord. Another clunk in the face he decides against though, because Funnick does rotate in. Gilgo will have to sacrifice his life.
Yeah, this Nature's Prophet is having a pretty good start here. Looks like he's going for the mechanism, perhaps. So he's gonna be the real team player here.
What you expect is the Moonlord. This is classic Funnick. He usually kind of dictates the pace for his team a lot. Cheshire Cat trying for non-grata, but way too slow. And I hope you enjoy trees.
He gets Artesied. Does have the Quelling Blade though.
At this stage of the game, you can afford it at least.
Yeah, Tiny's rapidly approaching his Blink Dagger right now. He's gonna be at like 1100 gold after the next wave, so...
They need to get some catch-up kills somewhere, because you look at the network breakdown, despite that rough start in top lane even, like the top 3 heroes are all dire.
Yep. Yeah, of course Doom with his Devourer maxed out. He's raking in a lot of bonus gold, has pretty high CS.
And now with the drums in conjunction with Funnick, like you might see a dive if you show too much yourself as Gilgr in this bot lane.
Yeah, that's why Tiny's rotating over, just to make sure that they can take this fight if they want.
I got more reinforcements as well. J4's wrapping around. Magic Missile out onto Funnick. Inkswell chasing, Avalanche as well, and they're on top of him long enough to kill him off.
That's a pretty big kill to get 300 gold towards his tiny, and that goes towards his blink dagger. He's gonna be pretty happy about that.
Meanwhile, Kasani's like, well, I could help you, but hear me out. Devour, gold, creeps.
I feel like Khan can hit a pretty strong timing with the blinks on both Slardar and the tiny if they want.
It looks like he's going for the drums, though. This is more typical Slardars at the moment. They don't
Yeah.
tend to go for the blink rush because I think it's like that classic offlane blink rush type hero, right? If you get it, you're just a blink. And if that fails, you're dead. He might be dead anyway. Just me predicting the future clearly, as once again Funnick has to come and savagely murder someone in the top lane.
Oh.
Oh.
This is the classic Dota experience, like pause every 10 minutes, right?
Followed by no one playing the playground. See?
Sad.
That was disappointing. All right, get off my screen.
Yeah.
It's almost like we got bored of the same free game modes in our pause screens. Like, where, you know what? Techie's Minesweeper. Bring that back. Was that? I think that was an add-on extension that someone made for the game, right?
Did they? I haven't seen it, really. So
It was
again,
years ago. It was,
Oh.
I think it's like 2014 or something. But then, obviously, you know, that seems like a little bit of a security risk, so not allowed.
There was a time when Techies was like really annoying. Like in the Tusk Techies era.
Back in the let's win TI with this hero times. Ah, yes. Hopefully that disgusting hero never returns.
I mean, we see CIS play it from time to time for VP, but he's like a real specialist.
And I'm just going to Google Virtus Pro's win rate recently.
It's pretty high, actually, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, like Virtus Pro's win rate with Techies is like...
Oh, no, I meant in general.
Oh, yeah.
You're nitpicking now, sir. So I believe they said that they were sitting out on the tournaments because of the recent performances, if I remember correctly. It was yeah, they lost like 26 days ago. 20. That in Dota terms is like 5 TIs ago. You know?
I think it's good if teams take breaks. I think
yeah,
there's
Anna's proven
there's a lot of emphasis on, like, especially for tier 2 Dota, to just like play a lot, right? Because you gotta have some income, and these tournaments are income for most of these players.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they kind of get, you know, they grind their gears like, oh, I only want to watch Puppy play, Puppy best. But like, you know, this is where it begins. A lot of the cases, you know, you see what the big teams are doing. I've seen plenty of cases where it happened in a tier 2 or tier 3 game first, and then it started to pick up with the mainstream teams because it got used against them in a scrim or something.
Oh, Funnick. Going for Gilbert. That's the body blocks.
Oh man, this is a very sad Grimstroke. And I mean, you position him in the dead lane, but what happens when he is dead? I think that's when Tower died. Meanwhile, mid, they got a little low, but Mio needs to run away. Non-Grata has got the enchant, but they don't have enough damage to close out a kill on a tiny.
Yeah, and even with enchant up, he got that illusion rune that dispels now, so he could just pop that and run away.
I mean, that was the blink reveal for the RP though, so I'm not sure if you're totally happy with that as Khan, because it's not a core Magnus, so he's kind of content with just being an empower bot.
Oh, Gilbert canceled his TP, so he's without a TP for 70 seconds.
Challenger mode, you know. You look like so much of a badass. You don't want to come across as too much of a badass because no one will play with you. If you're too good, Marino, no one wants to scrim with you. That's what happened with OG at TI8.
I think that's what's happening with Secret now.
I mean, I've already proposed the Challenger League where tournaments go on and then the winners go forward to a LAN where they all fight for a chance to fight Secret. I think it would be a great event, personally. Like, BTS, you know, you're listening. I hope so. This is your show. Be watching. I want you guys to set up a Challenger League. Like, every month, there'll be a tournament. 1 or 2 teams qualify for a LAN. At the end of COVID, we will come together and we see if anyone can beat Team Secret. And it's smart as well, because it's a handicap. Because all that time, Team Secret aren't going to be playing, right? So maybe they get rusty. Maybe they will just become chess players in the downtime. They don't play much Dota.
I mean, do you see Matu playing chess already? Just stroking his neck beard like.
I mean, I could see it. Oh, Slardar. I don't think you pressed the Doom button here. That would be ill-advised. Jump in. There's the Doom target. Medusa dragging on Slardar as well. Stunned up. Returns the stun favor to Nyx, but it's not going to last long enough, or is it? Cheshire Cat, he gets in the river, moves away. The Soulbind counterattack coming in. Going to force them out and away. Kasani needs to be careful. Inkswell, Gilga like a madman. In heat. Staying on top of him here. But Kasani with that DD's a bit scary. Avalanche toss in. Mio is able to clean up the kill. They find the Nature's Prophet as well, and Cheshire Cat is back. Ready to fight once more. Non-Grata hits the wrong target with the impetus. The swap comes in. Stun on stun action, but Sven, he's dropping too low. J4 will die for RP being held on to. Lil needs to get a little bit closer, but the stun comes up, and Cheshire Cat, they split up the fight and force him to skew away. But the triple kill for Mio as he jumps in and finds Sven once more. Back-to-back kills for this Tiny will lead to an easy tower for Khan.
Pretty well played by Khan. Not really balling up together. Because Lil had his RP the entire fight there, but he just didn't find an opening. Like, he had to skewer away twice.
No, he looked mighty sad in that moment where he's like, I'll RP this, that. Oh.
And Sven, with his Echo Saber Mask of Madness, didn't really get to play that fight, so.
No. Maybe he didn't have that extra peak of damage because he was shy of the level 2 ultimate. I think you got a preview on what we were talking about Slardar being this kind of sleeper pick, right? When you think about how crucial taking control of that mid area of the map early and eliminating the tier 1 tower is, you're playing in Slardar's playground. As soon as you get bait back into the river, it's just so easy to disengage or re-engage with this hero.
Yeah, and he almost has his Blink Dagger now coming up. So he's gonna hit some people with this Tiny, I feel. Like they're gonna have like some real good flash initiation.
And all the while, Naive just continues to farm, staying ahead of the Sven at all times. And, you know, I'm looking at these builds, and I'm not gonna lie, HellRaisers. I'm noticing a lack of Heaven's Halberd, so confident they can just beat the crap out of Naive before he beats the crap out of it.
Yeah, I think Naive doesn't really do the damage quite yet, so I think they just realize they can ignore him for now. So they're just trying to get like the items to fight the other members of Khan.
And they're being forced to fight now. Funnick, that iron won't save him, and he knows it. Gone.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, HellRaisers, you know, you look, you go, oh, they got a decent split push. It becomes ever so more dangerous now that you've got both a Blink Dagger on this Tiny as well as this Slardar. Look at this, Khan. I say, I do believe it's roaching time. Another benefit of a Slardar pick.
Really hard to contest this one, but they're gonna try. They have the God Strength and the RP, so if Kasani finds a good stomp here...
Yeah, but look at the wrap. J4's going to break the formation. RP jump in from Lil, but the Avalanche toss interrupt to it, and now the Soulbind goes out. Swap out to try and save the day. Naive is alive, but Slardar is gone. They need to retreat without casualty here to be okay. The stone does affect on the non-Gratas. Naive chases in with that stone gaze. Avalanche toss to get him low. Nyx has to stand and fight, but turns around and runs in the end as he's able to move away quick enough. And Lil barely limping away in one piece. Mio still looking for more. Has got the blink once more. Looking on to Kasani. Avalanche into the toss. Back towards his team, able to get the kill. J4 stands his ground against Non-Grata, will be brought down, but now slants on the side. Mio trying to move away. Forstaff gets him out, away from the Sprout, but now reinforcements coming in. Sven says, I want vengeance. Blink Dagger again in 1 second. Avalanche tossing, dodges out as he escapes, eating some venison on the way out, and nobody is left to fight Naive.
Mio, what a baller.
Yo, he's feeling himself, good lord.
That fight on the absolute limit.
I mean, how many of us would have went, yo, my blink's ready, I'm gonna get out. He's like, nope. My blink's ready. I'm gonna kill your support and then get out. And this is the most ridiculous part about that fight, by the way. It lasted so long, Cheshire Cat is back again, able to ensure this Roche does go their way.
Yeah, not that they run out of gas on HellRaisers, right? So it's like they lost the vision. They kind of lost the fight was looking good for a bit, but then I mean, they just couldn't. They didn't have the damage to killed all 3 heroes there when they were stacked up. Mostly due to the Tiny. Just really good counter initiation there.
Yeah. And we also saw the kind of power of Medusa, right, with this new ultimate. She was able to get in deep enough that it wasn't like old Medusa, where you just move the fight away from her and she has no way of catching up. She was so deep in that it kind of split them in a way that it allowed Mio to keep playing in and out of the fight. Oh,
that's
speaking of which, J4 don't want to fight there, buddy. A little
pretty
bit.
quick catch. Sven got the Imp Claw now though, so that's a pretty big pickup for that hero.
Almost BKB complete as well. Just needs one more component in the Mithril Hammer. Not sure if he's going to be left alone, though. Mio's just trying to force out something from him. And I have to wonder if Mio is going to commit to the magical tiny build. I don't know if you want to. That's the thing. He's got the 4 stuff, which is good this game, right? My only concern is, I feel like he's waiting to see if this BKB is being rushed. And if he sees that, maybe he considers like the Echo Saber instead.
I don't know. Like the physical damage tiny feels pretty bad, especially now that his attack speed gets reduced a lot.
That's true. Maybe like a Heaven's Halberd instead, actually.
Yeah, I would like to see some like items that enable us.
Sonic, where are the trees? Stop using them to summon your babies. Ain't gonna be around to summon any more babies anymore. Good God, Mio.
I would like to see, for example, a Solar Crest out of Mio here. Something to enable to do so more when the BKBs get popped, because there's a BKB coming out on the Doom, BKB coming out on the Sven.
Just don't kill those targets. Kill the other ones who don't have BKBs. Nungrada knows he's dead. It's a slow kill, fetch.
He's just like, oh, I'm just gonna throw this tree at him. I can't click him. I'll just throw shit at him.
He's like, yo, do deers play with sticks? Fetch. Oh, no. So Nongrada, he's at least proven how he can be a little bit frustrating. Like, this is a preview. If he can minimize the hemorrhaging of deaths and get maybe 1 or 2 stat boosting items, he becomes a very hard kill for Khan's lineup. Well, I say that. Except from if teammates are nearby and Naive is attacking them instead, in which case you're screwed.
Yep.
In fact, I think this used to be one of the better counters against the Core Enchantress, right? Is you just pick the Medusa, you get in the fights, you just attack something else and she's dead.
Yeah, like Medusa, Gyro. We're pretty good at dealing with her that way. Meanwhile, Khan just seizing the map control right now. And that against the Nature's Prophet, it's pretty nice to have.
Yeah, you see Phonic, he's like, okay, I'm going to move it back. I'll give you a bit of wide and breathing space, because last time it didn't end well for me.
Now they got a Imp-Claw of their own. Not really a really good Imp-Claw hero, like maybe the Slardar takes it. Oh, killed her.
Oh. Just doing Gilbert things.
Just a opening found by Kasani with his Blink Dagger Stomp.
Yeah, easy clean kill for them. It's not bad to eliminate the Grimstroke at the start there as well. It kind of alleviates the threat of the double Corrosive Haze, the double Snake as well is pretty ridiculous in these fights.
Are they gonna find Naive here? That's the question. They're smoked up. The
It's hard.
damage drain.
I mean, like, you have to get through him twice, and you know that his teammates are in the vicinity. So maybe not the kill you want to they're on, but they got to try skewer away from his team. Needs to throw out the Stone Gaze, but not getting a chance. The TPs are coming in to assist as quickly as they can. Now Cheshire Cat, he's going to arrive in time to interrupt the initiation the second time round. Stone Gaze goes off. RP thrown out, but he's stoned up. Nick's not able to attack just yet. The Doom does get the kill on the Cheshire Cat. Now the Soulbind swap out. Now you'll be able to click from the side. Forced to fight and chase forward on top of him with the stomp from Doom. Might be enough, but J4 with the second swap. He's like, wherever you go, I'm taking him elsewhere. Naive, full mana. At least able to bring down 2, but will he actually die before Nyx? No, he won't. Mio arrives in time. They get the kill on Medusa, but at what cost? Tiny would like to know that. He's just going to check his wallet right now, pull out a big wad of cash and say, thank you very much.
Instantly gets the almost the full E-Blade now, so he's actually committing to the magic damage. And also a bit of save for the Medusa, I guess. Like when they go on her like that, and there's going to be an E-Blade ready. It's going to be a lot harder to kill that Snake Lady.
And it's so deceptive with Medusa, right? She attacks so fast. Like, we looked at the damage. It wasn't big chunks like the Sven. Like, you could convince yourself that you can bring her down in time, but when she fills up full mana, especially courtesy of that ridiculous Soulbind interaction, it's an impossible kill.
Yep.
Without high casualties, at least.
And I mean, she has a lot of dead net worth right now. 3.9k in the bank. Almost has a full Skadi complete if she wants.
Kasani? Sees Miho. He played out. Avalanche Toss gets him low, and the Stroke of Fate finishes him off, and the Inkswell will get him far, far away with those drums. I mean, And as a result, the drums only allow them to chase down Gilga. They ran out before they could keep pursuing.
Yeah, Gilbert was just like, I'm gonna pull a solo here. Run, run, my friend.
Yo, dog, we got him. High five. See you on the other side.
Yeah, this Tiny's getting scary now. The 80 avalanche damage, which of course gets tripled by toss. On top of the E-Blade, this combo is doing a lot of damage, and Mio is really proving to be the MVP of this game for me so far. He's really making a lot of stuff happen on the map.
Yeah, you can see it when you take a look at the scores right now. 10-0-5. I mean, he's worth a big chunk of change if he does eventually fall, but that's the other awkward issue, right? Like, the E-Blade can save him from all the physical damage. He's got the 4-star, he's got the blink, he's also got the Essence Ring. It's the target that you need to find, but you don't want to start with. That's the big issue for HR in this game right now.
Yeah, and looks like J4 is about to plant some vision into the dire jungle, so it looks like they're going to play around the top side / mid for a bit, the next few minutes.
Yeah, you want a little bit of downtime as well, because of course he did expend both the swaps in that last fight, so you want to replenish them. And you know, he's already given you a preview as to why this hero maybe should see some more picking at the moment, considering how effectively it's ruining HR's ability to take fights.
Yep.
Simply by swapping on the same spot, basically.
Yeah, you just force them to run after the Medusa, which buys them.
It's like a
3
Benny
seconds.
Hill's theme tune moment, right? It's like, swap, and I'm literally just... He hasn't moved, I'm going to swap him back again, okay. Definitely a potential weakness of HR's draft. At least they'll get rid of that once Nyx has his Ags, though. That's the upside for them. The swaps won't save that easily anymore.
Looks like we'll see how soon Roche will spawn soon.
There's a Predator in the jungle right now. Mio is waiting to see if anybody comes to push this lane. I think the only one who can confidently is probably Sven.
I mean, even Sven, if he doesn't pop his BKB in time, he's gonna take a lot of damage right away. And Tiny can just force stuff away and be like, hey, see you later, nerds.
What's that? He BKB'd? See ya. Yeah, they're just going to calm down. Like, the next Roche, that's the primary objective. That's when they need to break a sweat and look for a big fight. Like, the pressure's kind of on HR to maybe find a pick that leads to some map control so that they can be well positioned for that next Roche.
Yeah, and as we said, J4 establishing that vision in the dire jungle, preparing for the Roche coming up.
I do like this move out of HR, though, identifying that they know Roche can't be up for at least another minute. So if they could get in and take out this tier 2 tower now, then they have no reason to come back here later when Roche could spawn.
Exactly. They got the tier 2, so at least they're getting something out of it. Sven is approaching his Aghanim Scepter, so he'll have a lot easier time playing these fights. He can just be flying around like Superman.
See if it'll be their savior. Deals with the kind issue we just mentioned before. The only concern is Cheshire Cat. He has now got the Lotus, so locking him out of the fight isn't as simple without locking yourself out if you're the Doom.
And Medusa has that Skadi complete now, heading towards that butterfly. She's gonna be extremely hard to deal with. Especially for the Sven, like how you just get Skadi slowed, how you just get guided.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We've seen this one before.
Mio was just like trying to find the bonus
Because
skill.
he didn't even have the damage because of the Glimmer Cape. They'll get him afterwards, but they make him work for it a lot.
That is too good.
Yeah, Mio was immediately looking for the bonus skills there. He really expected someone else to be there, but
I mean, they're like ships in the night. They were just about shifting back towards their base there. That was almost not as much a shipwreck as a car crash.
yeah, they were like that Bambi is roadkill. Leave him be.
Shovel them up, stick him on the back of the pickup truck. We'll have him later. I mean, it's not like he's going anywhere. He has a Glimmer Cape, and that's literally it. He can dream of a 4-star.
Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. That ward on the dire triangle is in sentry range, so they're gonna lose that vision eventually. Probably now.
No. Nyx is like, I need gold, damn it. Back to the triangle. Back to the farming. I was like, don't mind if I do. But Roche is up. And you're maybe a little bit displaced here because this is going to be quick. First phase.
Medallion ready as well.
And they're
Wave
too slow.
there.
They're smoked. They're too slow, though. Look at, I love this from J4. The suicidal 5. He's like, if I need to tank the gank, that's fine. Moving in right now. Kasani trying to get in time. BKB goes in, but the Aegis is already picked up by Naive, and they can't throw out the Doom because of the Lotus. And the turnaround moving in. J4's going to be brought down. Lilith's low. Has to skewer away from this. Soulbind linking 2 together with the BKB running out. And the Eagles stun combo straight away, eviscerating the Doom. The follow-up kill onto the Ancient on the side. He-Man has arrived, but is it enough? Mio says no. I'm able to move away. E-Blade in a few seconds. Nyx can't find this kill. He needs to get out. He's lost Lil as well. So there's no sort of counter initiation with an RP play. And instead, Lil, I mean, without him, Nyx is just going to die. Movement in. E-Blade's going to come out. But that doesn't mean they can't bash him. Avalanche will stop any sort of TP out attempt. And the toss follow-up will ensure that Nyx has to stand and fight and will not like the outcome.
Yep. And this is high. They can just freely go high ground now. They still have RP. They still have Doom, but they got the Aegis on the Dusa. You can just use her siege engine. They got the Venge backup. She can just medallion the Dusa as well. Have that swap ready. It's gonna be a pretty easy siege.
And that's beautifully well hidden from Cheshire Cat, right? Like, I don't think he revealed that Lotus from the moment he picked it up. He didn't show on any lanes or anything. So you saw it from Doom, right? He goes in, he's like, well, what do I do here?
I think Funnick actually left the... Did he leave the Titan Sliver in the jungle?
No, Sven has it.
Okay.
Oh, Medusa dragged in. Good luck. You have to kill this twice, by the way. So maybe don't. Maybe don't.
It's so pretty with the effects, like when...
Yeah, you got your own little mana shield, you got the Lotus as well. You get a nice little home and sprout trees built around you. It's your own little fort, really. Funnick done a good job of cutting this wave at least, and he's continued to do so with the trees, so they can't take this. They have buffered Khan away from their base.
Oh, Dusa changed up the Q to the Rapier, realizing that she really almost can't die, so might as well go for that big damage item, right?
The timing as well. You're going to have like 2, maybe 3 minutes to walk with while you still have an Aegis, and that's dangerous for the side of HellRaisers. Oh, Mio, that's dangerous. Swap to try and save his life, but He-Man is in. Activates the ultimate, wails away at them, brings down the Grimstroke. Tiny's dead as well. Deny? No, not able to get it. But now Nyx is in trouble. They turn around straight away. They're trying to ignore the Medusa, but she has way too much attack range. Funnick, TP out attempt will at least be successful, but your Sven's dead. Those buybacks mean that they're going to come for your base.
You lost your Sven, no God Strength. Still have RP, but no Doom, so it's gonna be really...
They don't have buyback on the Sven either, by the way.
Yeah, but even if you have buyback, there's nothing really you can do. This is like 2 racks, I think.
I mean, the good news is this is not thrown, right? I don't feel that this Medusa is hitting fast enough or hard enough to end the game off the back of this.
No, but she gets the Rapier now, so...
Now she might be able to end the game, but I expect they'll want an entry kill before they can see the tier 4s, and they smoke up behind. They go, all we need is Naive.
Yeah.
Here comes the surprise. Right now, Non-Grata, you're getting close to the sun. Watch out, you might get burned. Rapier is there. And they'll mango him up, Non-Grata. He's like, whoa, that's a hard-hitting Medusa right there. No.
That's a support play you want to see, just shoving mangoes down your core's throat.
Yeah, you gotta get your 5 a day.
Gotta get that vitamin C in your body.
Whoa, too much vitamin C. Funnick, you'll always get out in time, but they've been put on notice. So like, you see this? Medusa, you see this big rapier in her hand? I know it makes no sense. She's got a bow and arrow. I don't know why she's using a sword, but we're coming.
I just see this image of Medusa in front of me, just shooting swords out of her bow.
It's fitting for this game. It's like, yo, I ain't got a bow and arrow, it's a ballista. Boom.
For all you Dark Souls fans out there, basically Anor Londo.
Oh, yep. Dude, just imagine Enge impaled with one of those arrows. Hoof's not even touching the ground, limp back. I'm painting some mean pictures right now for Enge pickers.
If you decide to make art of this, please send it to us.
Yes, I might pay. If it's good, I'll pay.
I expect J4 to start establishing some defensive vision so they don't get flanked. Because I think if they get the backline, that's like the only way they lose. Yeah, there we go.
It's just so hard with all this counter initiate. Oh, for God's sake, really?
Oh boy.
Oh, you know, because Rapier wasn't enough. How about on every occasional hit having a magical Rapier?
Yeah, that's pretty good for Tiny.
No, the entire quiver belongs to Medusa.
Oh, they actually give it to Dusa. Ooh.
I mean, you kidding me? Look at this damage. I think Eng gets hit once and almost is dead.
Yeah, there we go. Gives it to Tiny now.
Okay,
Paladin.
yeah. Get the
Paladin
life steal.
Yeah, also approaching that satanic, so that's gonna be some memes with that that Paladin sword. He thought she was hard to kill already. Think again.
It's kind of ludicrous. Like, I look at Paladin Sword, and the weird part is that it gives you lifesteal and then amplifies your lifesteal as well.
Yeah, it's like it's super weird, right? Because I remember like some Viking games when Celery is just playing Io and he just has this Paladin sword.
Yes, I love that. And there's some teams that Phoenix, they'll give it the Phoenix as well because it works
Yeah.
with Sunray. It's absurd.
Oh, looks like HR is looking for a smoke plate, trying to get that backline. J4 is just already there, trying to tank the gank. It looks like it's gonna be Gilbert. That's the sacrificial lamb here.
Well, I don't know. He knows the range of that Medusa. Oh, easy D Woods. And all of a sudden, your initiation with Vision is gone twice. They move in, though. Trying to go naive. Daniel's out with the Manta. Swap to get him away, though. He did activate on the Stone Gaze, which means that Nyx just has to run away. Splits up the fight, meaning Phonic is in way too deep. And I don't know if he can keep all the blood in his head. He's going to be brought down, moving across. RP, everything on a knife to try and kill him. But J4, the swap again to save the day. The Soulbind to slow them down. Forced up in. He's like, fine, bring me deeper. You're all dead and you're out of this game anyway. HellRaisers. They submit. There's no beating this Dusa. Game 1. Can't take him.
Yeah, really well played by Khan this game. Neo really standing out, making sure this Dusa had the time to get as big as she did. And basically just wrap up this game.
I mean, like, that's what you want to see. That's like your pitch perfect dog. When you got this 4 protect 1, it's all about that. I call it passing the baton, right? And Mio, admittedly, his stick is quite a big baton, but when your Medusa hits this hard, she can carry it. And I mean, a lot of credit to Cheshire Cat as well. Like these prime initiations, these counter initiations, the forced plays around the mid, especially. It reminds me of, you remember the days where Envy used to run Slardar and he'd use it to bait out Dooms, right? You just sprint and run away. It was that kind of effect, right? Where HellRaisers have to pay attention to Cheshire Cat, but they have no way of permanently locking him down. What?
Pretty much. Oh.
What's up?
Next lobby is
yeah, okay. I thought you checked the net worth chart. I was like, yes, that's
Yep.
it's a fair response to what happened to that Medusa as it went on. This spend that we were like, it might be a little bit scary, a little bit non-existent. Actually, that's an interesting thought. Like, how much do we feel like Mag really had an impact, or was there better choices in the post 4 role? Is this why we don't see the post 4 Mag anymore?
I think it's just a result of how the game went, because I mean, this Tiny and this Slardar got to play the game so well because of their early timings, and it kind of made the game super hard for this Mag to play. And even if he landed a decent RP, like the defense was just there always to swap out the Dusa.
Yeah, J4 is definitely my MVP for that first game. I mean, from the level 1 swaps to level 2, like the limitation we usually see is Avenge with a level 1 swap is pretty irrelevant. But I think that fight bot after they gave away the Aegis, right? They lost it pretty quickly. Like the recovery there kind of shows how much more composed Khan were in these fights. And they cruised through to a game 1 victory, but only game 1. There's still potentially 2 more. Maybe. Love to see. I mean, HellRaisers, they're no pushover team. They're going to go back to the drawing board. They're going to figure it out. They're going to dissect what happened. They only have like 5 minutes to do so, but they're quick on their feet. And when we get back, we'll have game 2, and we'll see if it's going to be a ripple effect from game 1, or if HellRaisers can begin a comeback.